Hi guys, welcome to C&C Cafe Crannies. It is Coach Portia.
And Dr. B.
What is good? What is good? So we're here today to talk about some type of subject matter.
Yes, we're talking about the lighter side of a relationship and the importance of laughter.
Oh.
Yeah, the importance of, because there's so much going on negative in our society. We have COVID-19. Waiting for COVID-20 no time soon.
What?
We have social unrest. And if couples don't make things light, they will, by abduction, make things heavy.
Very, very, very true. And this is in this day and age, it's really, really important to keep things fun as possible, as light as possible, and to just try to be on the same page when it comes to not being too discomfort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Too discomfort and like, because this thing can look so like detrimental to all of us.
It can. I mean, we're not going to negate reality. The narrative is that we are going through something we've never seen in our lifetime. And couples have to recognize, number one, hey, I'm not going through this by myself.
Right.
I have a mate with me. I have a significant other. I have a husband, wife, whatever. Like someone that's going through this trial with me. And I think that's something to be thankful for.
And not only that, like to be reminded that everyone's going through this. Everyone's
Together.
going through.
That's a good point.
Everyone's going through together. It's not just like one couple or one family. It's the entire nation.
Right.
So it's like, how do we stay on one accord, on that one accord of laughter and of like keeping things lighter and not as harsh? Because, you know, if people aren't working, you know,
good point.
Everyone's money is you know.
Yes, money is funny.
Well, that you know, if people were out of work and collecting unemployment, they were getting a certain amount. And now that money is going to be running out, like this month. So,
well, if anything, why is it important to be light? Because when you're so heavy, you may not see the answers that you have questions for, because you're so poignant and so focused on the question that if you're not careful, that's all you're focused on, the question, which will, of course, cause aggravation, grumbling, complaining, bitterness, anger.
Definitely.
And that's not going to help the situation out at all.
No, that will not help the situation out at all. I agree with you. I think a lot of
well, thanks for agreeing with me. I appreciate
that. I think a lot of meditation and just support from each other and guidance. Yeah. Sitting down to figure out life now.
Sure.
And I think, you know, a lot of people have done a great job with taking on multiple roles.
Sure.
And not just leaving those roles with teachers and like more times than not, we were able to cut off roles. Like we send the kids to school.
Yes, bye.
Yeah, and then you can turn into, okay, I'm going to work for a while. Now I can turn into work and coworker, and which is sometimes stressful enough.
Yes.
And then you cut that off, and then you're able to maybe be mom or dad again for a moment. But in between all of that, you're having various roles that you can play in and out of.
Well, this is a good thing news that people can start doing more role play among themselves since they're at home so much now as well.
They can do more role. Well, they are in role play. Correct. They're in a lot more multiple role play now. My thing is for people to understand the various parts and the way that their parts are speaking to them, because the parts are getting maybe frustrated and aggravated and want to scream. There's a part, and that part should be silent with itself and see what see what the person needs,
See,
see what the part needs.
See, that's very important because a lot of times, if you're not careful, the external will come internal. One more time again, the external will come internal, and then if you're not careful, then you will implode. The problem about imploding is that the one that loves you the most is going to be hurt the most. So really, it's trying to find, okay, you know what? Let me be like what you said. Let me be silent. Let me find out what's going on inside. Whether prayer, meditation. Let me find out what's going on inside of me so that I can not add. And that's the key for couples that I really want to go over is that let's not add to the cray cray. Yeah. We got no cray cray by itself. So let's not add a Z, and a Y. Okay, let's see y'all. Cray. Anyway,
I get it.
You know, okay.
Cray,
All right. Yeah. So let's not add to it because when you add to it, then that brings more negativity to the relationship. Don't you think?
I just think it adds. Well, I never say negativity because
Some
I mean it just adds maybe some hurtful issues and stuff that actually do occur. So to get in touch with the parts is very vital.
Right. But again, we're not denying that this is a very different situation. We've never seen these type of events before. And guess what? This is only July. This is only July.
Hey, at least we're pretty much halfway through it, hopefully.
Halfway through it.
You know, for some people, they've been experiencing this really, I mean, since really last year, November.
Okay.
And
that's true.
Yeah,
Good
we
point.
just came around to it like
Good point.
Where we live, February, March.
All right.
So for us, we're almost 6 months into it. For other people, they're a little over 6 months into it.
Right.
So around the world.
So how about let's make things lighter by saying, if you can hear us, you survived. Okay. If you can hear this broadcast, that means that you have survived thus far. And many times, if you're not careful, the enemy or external things will get you so focused on what hasn't happened yet. And that's where anxiety starts to grow.
Start living in the fear.
And fear, hopefully I'm saying this right, fear is as contagious as COVID-19.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
What do you think? Well, yeah, we see that in all the tissues. All the media was pushing, the tissues. And
get tissues, the new economy.
Not enough, tissues. Everything came down to what were we going to wipe with?
Yeah.
That's like a fear technique.
It was. And
Definitely
people ran to it.
Oh, yeah.
People ran to it because we went to
paper goods. Like, why do you need paper goods if you have dishes? I mean,
really. But again, to me, that shows that whatever you hear and you process, you will eat, you will take on. That's why this video is trying to let you know, you know what? Let's find the lighter side of the thing. Let's not just focus on the negativity. Let's focus on what is positive in our lives. And again, I can't reiterate this enough. You're not doing this by yourself.
It's so true. I would say a way to kind of make things a little lighter is whatever the multitude is doing, do the opposite.
Oh.
You would find so much peace in that. Whatever the multitude is running toward,
do the opposite.
Do the opposite.
Okay. Why? Why is that? Because
I always look at if too many people are doing one thing, then it just can't be right. It just can't be right. I always think of that scripture that says the path is going to be narrow. Yeah. Okay. I always think of that thing that says the path is going to be narrow.
Correct. Straight now.
So, right. So I've always done this too. Since I've known that scripture, is I do the opposite of what the multitude is doing.
Right.
And I'm pretty much at peace.
Well, you live in peace.
I live in peace. Yeah. I meditate.
Right.
I focus on most things that people probably wouldn't focus on.
Again, now we're almost done with this. It's important to know what's important to you, because if you're not careful, people will put things on you. So I saw something on Facebook, and the guy said COVID-19 is not real, and he didn't have a mask on, and he had a bit of a sign. And I said, "Wow, okay." Now you can say it all you want, but I see the proof. I've seen what's happened to family.
Mhm.
I've seen how people have
We know
died.
people that have had it.
Yeah, and died from it. Okay.
And we know a lot of people that have overcome it.
Exactly.
Well.
Right.
But we do know people that have had this, all
Right.
these symptoms.
Right.
And some had very different symptoms.
Right.
That thing took on the face of many things.
True.
So.
True. So again, it's really understanding that, you know what, that guy on Facebook, he's saying all that. Now again, I have to make a decision. Do I allow that into my circle? Do I allow that into my system? If I don't, then I'm fine. If I do, then that now hear me. I'm almost done when I say this. It's harder. I can't say things wrong because
Take your time.
I get nervous around you because I get nervous around you.
You get nervous around me?
Yeah, I get nervous around you. I just lose my train of thought.
Take your time. That part that's nervous, ask it to soften back so that you can get the message across. Yes.
It's harder to get it out versus keeping it out. In other words, when a negative thought comes in, it's harder to get it out of you
than to keep it out.
Versus if I keep it out, that's easier. In my opinion.
It's harder to get it out, yeah, because if something's in and
that's
it's
correct.
embedded,
that is correct.
There was a part of you that opened up to it.
That is correct.
That now it's become a part of you.
That is correct, man.
And it's probably echoing back to something. So yeah, that's probably true.
So again, our time is up, but just wanted to say, you know what, the lighter side. You're alive. You survived by God's grace.
And we still are. You know, it's nothing is. We just have to be cautious.
Very
Continue
much.
to be cautious.
Keep wearing your mask.
And
sanitize.
And all the other precautions. You know,
we are so clean in America now.
So many people are getting but so many people are taking it still very loosely. You know.
Yeah.
So
again, you make the decision. You know, you open that door, and whatever you open that door to, what comes in or what stays out. That is very important because when you open that door, again, the door is closed. You make the decision what you keep out or what you let in.
Some people don't know that they have that power to make
the
decision.
I'm telling you, you have that decision. Genesis chapter 4 talks about how Cain said to God said to Cain, "Sin lieth at the door." So again, whether it's sin, whether it's negativity, whether it's fear, whether it's anxiety, that's at the door, and you got to make a decision to whether let it in or keep it out.
So in closing of this,
so
we were talking about keeping things lighter.
Yes.
So in a lighter sense of keeping things lighter, how is it that someone keeps something out?
To me, it's being positive. It's laughing more. It's being definitely. This is a very foreign word in America. Being grateful. Just being grateful that I'm alive. Just being grateful I have someone with me. Just being grateful someone loves me. Gratefulness is a lost art today, in my opinion.
So true, as well as service. I think if we continue to serve one another in whatever ways we can, giving of ourselves, even when we feel like we can't.
Yes.
There's definitely something that will be fulfilled in the person.
I really feel in my mind when you are, especially in a relationship, if I'm only focused on my hurt, my pains, whatever it may be, I'm not focused on you, and vice versa. So the lightest.
Yet we have to deal with the pain.
We do. So I'm not denying that we have to deal with the pain. I'm just saying is that if I'm overwhelmed by the pain, then I can't do service. I can't do service. It has to be a balance because
there should be a balance. However,
there has to be a balance.
Yeah, if there's an overwhelming part,
it has to be addressed.
You know, it's not the whole person. This is why people can still serve. Right. I mean, I don't know when there's ever a part where we're not really in service or should not be in service.
Well, again, the lighter side is, like you said, if I'm serving, if I'm not just seeing my needs, but the needs of others, especially the one that I'm with, I think that keeps us on the light side. It helps us go through that, because guess what? Everyone's going to have an issue. I mean, no one comes in this world without issue. Trouble coming in and trouble coming out. So no one goes through this life without some problem.
Of course.
It's how you deal with the problem, because, as I always say, the way you deal with the problem, how the problem deals with you.
It's so true.
Well, thank you very much for agreeing with me. I appreciate that.
We could say a lot more on this topic, guys, but it's over 15 minutes now, and
Got
we
to
better
go.
let you go.
All right, people, until next time.